Shaquille Rashaun O'Neal, known commonly as Shaq, is an American former professional basketball player who is a sports analyst on the television program Inside the NBA. O'Neal is regarded as one of the greatest basketball players and centers of all time. He is a 7 foot 1 inch and 325-pound center who played for 6 teams over his 19-year career in the National Basketball Association and is a 4-time NBA champion. After playing college basketball for the LSU Tigers, O'Neal was drafted by the Orlando Magic with the first overall pick in the 1992 NBA draft. He quickly became one of the best centers in the league, winning Rookie of the Year in 1992-93 and leading his team to the 1995 NBA Finals. After 4 years with the Magic, O'Neal signed as a free agent with the Los Angeles Lakers. They won 3 consecutive championships in 2000, 2001, and 2002. Amid tension between O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, O'Neal was traded to the Miami Heat in 2004, and his 4th NBA championship followed in 2006. Midway through the 2007-2008 season he was traded to the Phoenix Suns. After a season and a half with the Suns, O'Neal was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers in the 2009-10 season. O'Neal played for the Boston Celtics in the 2010-11 season before retiring. O'Neal's individual accolades include the 1999-2000 Most Valuable Player Award, the 1992-93 NBA Rookie of the Year Award, 15 All-Star Game selections, 3 All-Star Game MVP awards, 3 Finals MVP awards, 2 scoring titles, 14 All-NBA team selections, and 3 NBA All-Defensive Team selections. He is one of only 3 players to win NBA MVP, All-Star Game MVP and Finals MVP awards in the same year. The other players are Willis Reed in 1970 and Michael Jordan in 1996 and 1998. He ranks 8th all-time in points scored, 6th in field goals, 15th in rebounds, and 8th in blocks. O'Neal was honored as one of the league's greatest players of all time by being named to the NBA 50th anniversary team in 1996. Due to his ability to dunk the basketball and score from close range, O'Neal also ranks 3rd all-time in field goal percentage. O'Neal was elected into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2016. He was elected to the FIBA Hall of Fame in 2017. In October 2021, O'Neal was again honored as one of the league's greatest players of all time by being named to the NBA 75th anniversary team. In addition to his basketball career, O'Neal has released 4 rap albums, with his first, Shaq Diesel, going platinum. O'Neal is also an electronic music producer and touring DJ, known as Diesel. He has appeared in numerous films and has starred in his own reality shows, Shaq's Big Challenge and Shaq vs. He hosts the Big Podcast with Shaq. He was a minority owner of the Sacramento Kings from 2013 to 2022 and is the general manager of Kingsguard Gaming of the NBA 2K League. Early life. O'Neal was born on March 6, 1972, in Newark, New Jersey, to Lucille O'Neal and Joe Toney, who played high school basketball and was offered a basketball scholarship to play at Seton Hall. Toney struggled with drug addiction and was imprisoned for drug possession when O'Neal was an infant. Upon his release, he did not resume a place in O'Neal's life and instead agreed to relinquish his parental rights to O'Neal's Jamaican stepfather, Philip Arthur Harrison, a career Army sergeant. O'Neal remained estranged from his biological father for decades. O'Neal had not spoken with Toney or expressed an interest in establishing a relationship. On his 1994 rap album, Shaq Fu, The Return, O'Neal voiced his feelings of disdain for Toney in the song Biological Didn't Bother, dismissing him with the line "Phil is my father." However, O'Neal's feelings toward Toney mellowed in the years following Harrison's death in 2013, and the two met for the first time in March 2016, with O'Neal telling him, "I don't hate you. I had a good life. I had philosophy." O'Neal came from a tall family. His father and mother were 6'1" and 6'2" tall, respectively, and by age 13, O'Neal was already 6'6" tall. He credited the Boys and Girls Clubs of America in Newark with giving him a safe place to play and keeping him off the streets. "It gave me something to do," he said. "I'd just go there to shoot. I didn't even play on a team." Because of his stepfather's career in the military, the family left Newark, moving to military bases in Germany and Texas. After returning from Germany, O'Neal's family settled in San Antonio, Texas. By age 16, O'Neal had grown to 6'10", and he began playing basketball at Robert G. Cole High School. He led his team to a 68-1 record over 2 years and helped the team win the state championship during his senior year. His 791 rebounds during the 1989 season remains a state record for a player in any classification. O'Neal's tendency to make hook shots earned comparisons to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, inspiring him to wear the same jersey number as Abdul-Jabbar, number 33. However, his high school team did not have a 33 jersey, so O'Neal chose to wear number 32 before college. College career. After graduating from high school, O'Neal studied business at Louisiana State University. He had first met Tigers coach Dale Brown years earlier in Europe when O'Neal's stepfather was stationed on a U.S. Army base at Wildflecken, West Germany. While playing for Brown at LSU, O'Neal was a two-time All-American, two-time SEC Player of the Year, and received the Adolph Rupp Trophy as NCAA Men's Basketball Player of the Year in 1991. He was also named College Player of the Year by AP and UPI. O'Neal left LSU early to pursue his NBA career, but continued his education even after becoming a professional player. He was later inducted into the LSU Hall of Fame. A 900-pound bronze statue of O'Neal is located in front of the LSU basketball practice facility. Professional career. Orlando Magic. Rookie of the Year. First playoff appearance. First scoring title in NBA Finals. Los Angeles Lakers. O'Neal-Bryant tandem build-up. MVP in championship seasons. Toe surgery to departure. Miami Heat. MVP runner-up. Fourth championship. Surgery and Wade's injury. Career lows and disagreements. Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns acquired O'Neal in February 2008 from the league worst Miami Heat, who had a record at the time of the trade of .937, in exchange for Shawn Marion and Marcus Banks. O'Neal made his Suns debut on February 20, 2008, against his former Lakers team, scoring 15 points and grabbing 9 rebounds in the process. The Lakers won, 131-24. O'Neal was upbeat in a post-game press conference, stating, "I will take the blame for this loss because I wasn't in tune with the guys, but give me 4 or 5 days to really get in tune and I'll get it." In 28 regular season games, O'Neal averaged 12.9 points and 10.6 rebounds, good enough to make the playoffs. One of the reasons for the trade was to limit Tim Duncan in the event of a postseason matchup between the Suns and the San Antonio Spurs, especially after the Suns' 6-game elimination by the Spurs in the 2007 NBA playoffs. O'Neal and the Phoenix Suns did face the Spurs in the first round of the playoffs, but they were once again eliminated, in 5 games. O'Neal averaged 15.2 points, 9.2 rebounds and 1.0 assists per game. O'Neal preferred his new situation with the Suns over the Heat. "I love playing for this coach and I love playing with these guys," O'Neal said. "We have professionals who know what to do. No one is asking me to play with Chris Quinn or Ricky Davis. I'm actually on a team again." Riley felt O'Neal was wrong for maligning his former teammates. O'Neal responded with an expletive toward Riley, whom he often referred to as the Great Pat Riley while playing for the Heat. O'Neal credited the Suns' training staff with prolonging his career. They connected his arthritic toe, which would not bend, to the alteration of his jump that consequently was straining his leg. The trainers had him concentrate on building his core strength, flexibility, and balance. The 2008-09 season improved for O'Neal, who averaged 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 1.6 blocks through the first half of the season, leading the Suns to a 23-18 record and second place in their division. He returned to the All-Star game in 2009 and emerged as co-MVP along with ex-teammate Kobe Bryant. On February 27, 2009, O'Neal scored 45 points and grabbed 11 rebounds, his 49th career 40-point game, beating the Toronto Raptors 133-113. In a matchup against Orlando on March 3, 2009, O'Neal was outscored by Magic center Dwight Howard, 21-19. "I'm really too old to be trying to outscore 18-year-olds, O'Neal said, referring to the then 23-year-old Howard. "It's not really my role anymore." O'Neal was double-teamed most of the night. "I like to play people one-on-one. My whole career I had to play people one-on-one. Never once had to double or ask for a double. But it's cool," said O'Neal. During the game, O'Neal flopped against Howard. Magic coach Stan Van Gundy, who had coached O'Neal with the Heat, was very disappointed cause knows what it's like. "Let's stand up and play like men, and I think our guy did that tonight." O'Neal responded, "Flopping is playing like that your whole career. I was trying to take the charge, trying to get a call. It probably was a flop, but flopping is the wrong use of words." Flopping would describe his coaching. Mark Madsen, a Lakers teammate of O'Neal's for 3 years, found it amusing since everyone in the league tries to flop on Shaq and Shaq never flops back. In a 2006 interview in Time, O'Neal said if he were NBA commissioner, he would make a guy have to beat a guy not flop and get calls and be nice to the referees and kiss ass. On March 6, O'Neal talked about the upcoming game against the Rockets and Yao Ming. "It's not going to be man-on-man, so don't even try that," says O'Neal with an incredulous laugh. "They're going to double and triple me like everybody else. I rarely get to play one-on-one. But when I play him, it's just going to be me down there. So don't try to make it a Yao versus Shaq thing, when it's Shaq versus 4 other guys." The 2009 NBA playoffs was also the first time since O'Neal's rookie season in 1992-93 that he did not participate in the playoffs. He was named as a member of the All-NBA third team. The Suns notified O'Neal he might be traded to cut costs. Cleveland Cavaliers. On June 25, 2009, O'Neal was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Sasha Pavlovic, Ben Wallace, $500,000, and a 2010 second-round draft pick. Upon arriving in Cleveland, O'Neal said, "My motto is very simple, win a ring for the king," referring to LeBron James. James was the leader of the team, and O'Neal deferred to him. On February 25, 2010, O'Neal suffered a severe right thumb injury while attempting to go up for a shot against Glenn Davis of the Boston Celtics. He had surgery on the thumb on March 1 and returned to play in time for the first round of the playoffs. After defeating the Chicago Bulls in the first round, the Cavaliers went on to lose to the Boston Celtics in the second round. In September 2016, O'Neal said, "When I was in Cleveland, we were in first place. Big Baby breaks my hand and I had to sit out 5 weeks late in the year. I come back finally in the first round of the playoffs, and we lost to Boston in the second round. I was upset. I know for a fact if I was healthy, we would have gotten it done that year and won a ring. O'Neal averaged career lows in almost every major statistical category during the 2009-10 season, taking on a much less significant role than in previous years. Boston Celtics. Upon hearing Bryant comment that he had more rings than O'Neal, W.Y.C. Grusbeck, principal owner of the Celtics, saw an opportunity to acquire O'Neal. Celtics coach Doc Rivers agreed to the signing on the condition that O'Neal would not receive preferential treatment, nor could he cause any locker room problems like in Los Angeles or Miami. On August 4, 2010, the Celtics announced that they had signed O'Neal. The contract was for 2 years at the veteran minimum salary for a total contract value of $2.8 million. O'Neal wanted the larger mid-level exception contract, but the Celtics chose instead to give it to Jermaine O'Neal. The Atlanta Hawks and the Dallas Mavericks also expressed interest but had stalled on O'Neal's salary demands. He was introduced by the Celtics on August 10, 2010, and chose the number 36. O'Neal said he did not compete with little guys who run around dominating the ball, throwing up 30 shots a night like D-Wade, Kobe. O'Neal added that he was only competing against Duncan. If Tim Duncan gets 5 rings, then that gives some writer the chance to say Duncan is the best, and I can't have that. Publicly, he insisted he did not care whether he started or substituted for the Celtics, but expected to be part of the second unit. Privately, he wanted to start, but kept it to himself. O'Neal missed games throughout the season due to an assortment of ailments to his right leg including knee, calf, hip, and Achilles injuries. The Celtics traded away center Kendrick Perkins in February partially due to the expectation that O'Neal would return to fill Perkins' role. The Celtics were 33-10 in games Perkins had missed during the year due to injury, and they were 19-3 in games that O'Neal played over 20 minutes. After requesting a cortisone shot, O'Neal returned April 3 after missing 27 games due to his Achilles. He played only 5 minutes due to a strained right calf. It was the last regular season game he would play that year. O'Neal missed the first round of the 2011 playoffs. He insisted on more cortisone shots and returned in the second round, but he was limited to 12 minutes in 2 games as the Heat eliminated the Celtics from the playoffs. On June 1, 2011, O'Neal announced his retirement via social media. On a short video on Twitter, O'Neal tweeted, "We did it. 19 years, baby. I want to thank you very much. That's why I'm telling you first. I'm about to retire. Love you. Talk to you soon." On June 3, 2011, O'Neal held a press conference at his home in Orlando to officially announce his retirement. National team career. While in college, O'Neal was considered for the Dream Team to fill the college spot, but it eventually went to future teammate Christian Laettner. His national team career began in the 1994 FIBA World Championship in which he was named MVP of the tournament. While he led the Dream Team to the gold medal with an 8-0 record, O'Neal averaged 18 points and 8.5 rebounds and recorded 2 double-doubles. In 4 games, he scored more than 20 points. Before 2010, he was the last active American player to have a gold from the FIBA World Cup. He was one of 2 players from the 1994 roster to be also named to the Dream Team 3. Due to more star power, he rotated with Hakeem Olajuwon and David Robinson and started 3 games. He averaged 9.3 points and 5.3 rebounds with 8 total blocks. Again, a perfect 8-0 record landed him another gold medal at the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta. O'Neal was upset that coach Lenny Wilkens played Robinson more minutes in the final game, Wilkins previously explained to O'Neal that it would probably be Robinson's last Olympics. After his 1996 experience, he declined to play in international competition. He was angered by being overlooked for the 1999 FIBA AmeriCup squad, saying it was a lack of respect. He forewent an opportunity to participate in the 2000 Olympics, explaining that 2 gold medals were enough. O'Neal also chose not to play in the 2002 FIBA World Championship. He rejected an offer to play in the 2004 Olympics, and although he was initially interested in being named for 2006-2008 U.S. preliminary roster, he eventually declined the invitation. Player profile. O'Neal established himself as an overpowering low-post presence, putting up career averages of 23.7 points on .582 field goal accuracy, 10.9 rebounds and 2.3 blocks per game. At 7 feet 1 in, 330 pounds and U.S. shoe size 23, he became famous for his physical stature. His physical frame gave him a power advantage over most opponents. On 2 occasions during his first season in the NBA, his powerful dunks broke the steel backboard supports, prompting the league to increase the brace strength and stability of the backboards for the following 1993-94 season. O'Neal's drop step, in which he posted up a defender, turned around and, using his elbows for leverage, powered past him for a very high percentage slam dunk, proved an effective offensive weapon. In addition, O'Neal frequently used a right-handed jump hook shot to score near the basket. The ability to dunk contributed to his career field goal accuracy of .582, second only to Artis Gilmore as the highest field goal percentage of all time. He led the NBA in field goal percentage 10 times, breaking Wilt Chamberlain's record of 9. Opposing teams often used up many fouls on O'Neal, reducing the playing time of their own big men. O'Neal's imposing physical presence inside the paint caused dramatic changes in many teams' offensive and defensive strategies. O'Neal's primary weakness was his free throw shooting, with a career average of 52.7%. He once missed all 11 of his free throw attempts in a game against the Seattle Supersonics on December 8, 2000, a record. O'Neal believes his free throw woes were a mental issue, as he often shot 80% in practice. In hope of exploiting O'Neal's poor foul shooting, opponents often committed intentional fouls against him, a tactic known as hack a Shaq. O'Neal was the 3rd-ranked player all-time in free throws taken, having attempted 11,252 free throws in 1,207 games up to and including the 2010-11 season. On December 25, 2008, O'Neal missed his 5,000th free throw, becoming the 2nd player in NBA history to do so, along with Chamberlain. O'Neal only made 1 3-point shot during his entire career. He made the shot during the 1995-96 NBA season with the Orlando Magic. His career 3-point shot record is 1 for 22. O'Neal was a capable defender, named 3 times to the All-NBA second defensive team. His presence intimidated opposing players shooting near the basket, and he averaged 2.3 blocked shots per game over the course of his career. Phil Jackson believed O'Neal underachieved in his career, saying he could and should have been the MVP player for 10 consecutive seasons. The Lakers retired his number 34 jersey on April 2, 2013. On February 26, 2016, the Miami Heat announced that it would retire O'Neal's number 32 jersey during the 2016-17 season, making O'Neal one of just 32 athletes in American professional sports history to have their jersey retired by multiple teams. The Heat eventually retired his jersey on December 22, 2016, during halftime of a game against his former team, the Los Angeles Lakers. Off the court. Media personality. O'Neal called himself the Big Aristotle and Hobo Master for his composure and insights during interviews. Journalists and others gave O'Neal several nicknames including Shaq, the Diesel, Shaq Fu, the Big Daddy, Superman, the Big Agave, the Big Cactus, the Big Shactus, the Big Galactus, Wilt Chamberlain, the Big Baryshnikov, the Real Deal, the Big Shamrock, the Big Leprechaun, Shakovic, and the Big Conductor. Although he was a favorite interviewee of the press, O'Neal was sensitive and often went weeks without speaking. When he did not want to speak with the press, he employed an interview technique whereby, sitting in front of his cubicle, he would murmur in his low-pitched voice. During the 2000 Screen Actors Guild strike, O'Neal performed in a commercial for Disney. O'Neal was fined by the union for crossing the picket line. O'Neal's humorous and sometimes incendiary comments fueled the Los Angeles Lakers' long-standing rivalry with the Sacramento Kings. O'Neal frequently referred to the Sacramento team as the Queens. During the 2002 Victory Parade, O'Neal declared that Sacramento would never be the capital of California, after the Lakers beat the Kings in a tough 7-game series en route to its third championship with O'Neal. He also received media flack for mocking Chinese people when interviewed about newcomer center Yao Ming. O'Neal told a reporter, "You tell Yao Ming, Ching Chong Yang, Wa, also." O'Neal later said it was locker room humor and he meant no offense. Yao believed that O'Neal was joking, but he said many Asians wouldn't see the humor. Yao joked, "Chinese is hard to learn. I had trouble with it when I was little." O'Neal later expressed regret for the way he treated Yao early in his career. During the 2005 NBA playoffs, O'Neal compared his poor play to Eric Dampier, a Dallas Mavericks center who had failed to score a single point in one of their recent games. The quip inspired countless citations and references by announcers during those playoffs, though Dampier himself offered little response to the insult. The two would meet in the 2006 NBA Finals. O'Neal was very vocal with the media, often making jabs at former Laker teammate Kobe Bryant. In the summer of 2005, when asked about Bryant, he responded, "I'm sorry, who?" and continued to pretend that he did not know who Bryant was until well into the 2005-06 season. O'Neal also appeared on television on Saturday Night Live and in 2007 hosted Shaq's Big Challenge, a reality show on ABC in which he challenged Florida kids to lose weight and stay in shape. When the Lakers faced the Heat on January 16, 2006, O'Neal and Bryant made headlines by engaging in handshakes and hugs before the game, an event that was believed to signify the end of the so-called Bryant-O'Neal feud that had festered since O'Neal left Los Angeles. O'Neal was quoted as saying that he accepted the advice of NBA legend Bill Russell to make peace with Bryant. On June 22, 2008, O'Neal freestyled a diss rap about Bryant in a New York club. While rapping, O'Neal blamed Bryant for his divorce from his wife Shawnee and claims to have received a vasectomy, as part of a rhyme. He also taunted Bryant for not being able to win a championship without him. O'Neal led the audience to mockingly chant several times, "Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes." O'Neal justified his act by saying, "I was freestyling. That's all. It was all done in fun. Nothing serious whatsoever. That is what MCs do. They freestyle when called upon. I'm totally cool with Kobe. No issue at all." Although even other exponents of hip-hop, such as Snoop Dogg, Nas, and Corey Gunz, agreed with O'Neal, Maricopa County, Arizona Sheriff Joe Arpaio expressed his intention to relieve O'Neal of his Maricopa County Sheriff Posse badge, due to use of a racially derogatory word and other foul language. The racial quote from his song was, "It's like a white boy trying to be more nigga than me." Music career. Beginning in 1993, O'Neal began to compose rap music. He released 5 studio albums and 1 compilation album. Although his rapping abilities were criticized at the outset, one critic credited him with progressing as a rapper in small steps, not leaps and bounds. His 1993 debut album, Shaq Diesel, received platinum certification from the RIAA. O'Neal was featured alongside Michael Jackson as a guest rapper on Too Bad, a song from Jackson's 1995 album History. He contributed 3 tracks, including the song We Genie, to the Kazam soundtrack. O'Neal was also featured in Aaron Carter's 2001 hit single That's How I Beat Shaq. Shaq also appears in the music video for the release. Shaquille O'Neal conducted the Boston Pops Orchestra at the Boston Symphony Hall on December 20, 2010. O'Neal also started DJing in the 1980s at LSU. Currently, he produces electronic music and tours the world under the stage name Diesel and managed by Medium Rare. In July 2017, O'Neal released a diss track aimed at LaVar Ball, the father of NBA point guard Lonzo Ball. The 3-minute song was released in response to Ball claiming him and his younger son LaMelo would beat O'Neal and his son Sharif in a game of basketball. On October 23, 2021, O'Neal performed his first ever set as DJ Diesel on the Bass POD stage at the 2021 Electric Daisy Carnival in Las Vegas, Nevada. Education. O'Neal left LSU for the NBA after 3 years. However, he promised his mother he would eventually return to his studies and complete his bachelor's degree. He fulfilled that promise in 2000, earning his BA degree in General Studies from LSU, with a minor in political science. Coach Phil Jackson let O'Neal miss a home game so he could attend graduation. At the ceremony, he told the crowd, "Now I can go and get a real job." Subsequently, O'Neal earned an online MBA degree through the University of Phoenix in 2005. In reference to his completion of his MBA degree, he stated, "It's just something to have on my resume for when I go back into reality. Someday I might have to put down a basketball and have a regular 9 to 5 like everybody else." Toward the end of his playing career, he began work on an educational doctorate at Barry University. His doctoral capstone topic was the duality of humor and aggression in leadership styles. O'Neal received his Ed.D. degree in Human Resource Development from Barry in 2012. O'Neal told a reporter for ABC News that he plans to further his education by attending law school. In 2009, O'Neal attended the Sportscaster U training camp at SI Newhouse School of Public Communications at Syracuse University, saying, "You have to know what you're doing. I needed to learn the secrets." O'Neal has also studied directing and cinematography with the New York Film Academy's Filmmaking Conservatory. Law enforcement. O'Neal maintained a high level of interest in the workings of police departments and became personally involved in law enforcement. O'Neal went through the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Reserve Academy and became a reserve officer with the Los Angeles Port Police. On March 2, 2005, O'Neal was given an honorary U.S. Deputy Marshal title and named the spokesman for the Safe Siphon Foundation. He served an honorary role on the task force of the same name, which tracks down sexual predators who target children on the Internet. Upon his trade to Miami, O'Neal began training to become a Miami Beach Reserve officer. On December 8, 2005, he was sworn in, but elected for a private ceremony to avoid distracting attention from the other officers. He assumed a $1 per year salary in this capacity. Shortly thereafter, in Miami, O'Neal witnessed a hate crime and called Miami-Dade police, describing the suspect and helping police, over his cell phone, track the offender. O'Neal's actions resulted in the arrest of 2 suspects on charges of aggravated battery, assault, and a hate crime. In September 2006, O'Neal took part in a raid on a home in rural Bedford County, Virginia. O'Neal had been made an honorary deputy by the local sheriff's department. O'Neal was not qualified as a SWAT officer. In June 2008, the Bedford County, Virginia, and Maricopa County, Arizona, sheriff departments revoked O'Neal's special deputyship after a video surfaced of him rapping about Kobe Bryant and using racial slurs. On January 20, 2015, O'Neal was sworn in as a reserve officer for Doral, Florida's police force. In December 2016, O'Neal was sworn in as a sheriff's deputy in Jonesboro, Georgia, as part of Clayton County, Georgia Sheriff's Department. O'Neal holds the county record of tallest sheriff's deputy. Acting. Starting with Blue Chips and Kazam, O'Neal appeared in films that were panned by some critics. O'Neal is one of the first African Americans to portray a major comic book superhero in a motion picture, having starred as John Henry Irons, the protagonist in the 1997 film Steel. He is preceded only by Michael J. White, whose film Spawn was released 2 weeks before Steel. O'Neal appeared as himself on an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, bedridden after Larry David's character accidentally tripped him while stretching, and in 2 episodes each of My Wife and Kids and the Parkers. He appeared in cameo roles in the films Freddy Got Fingered, Jack and Jill and Scary Movie 4. O'Neal appeared in the 311 music video for the hit single You Wouldn't Believe in 2001, in P. Diddy's video for Bad Boy for Life, the video for Aaron Carter's That's How I Beat Shaq, the video for Owl City's Vanilla Twilight and the video for Maroon 5's Don't Wanna Know. O'Neal appeared in the movie CB4 in a small interviewing scene. O'Neal appeared in a SportsCenter commercial dressed in his Miami police uniform, rescuing Mike the Tiger from a tree. O'Neal reportedly wanted a role in X2, the second installment of the X-Men film series, but was ignored by the filmmakers. O'Neal appeared as Officer Fluzu in the comedy sequel Grown Ups 2. He voiced animated versions of himself on several occasions, including in the animated series Static Shock, in Johnny Bravo, in Uncle Grandpa, and in the Lego Movie. He also had a voice-over role in the 2013 film The Smurfs 2. Video games. O'Neal was featured on the covers of video games NBA Live 96, NBA 2K6, NBA 2K7, NBA Showtime, NBA on NBC, NBA Hoops, and NBA Inside Drive 2004. O'Neal appeared in the arcade version of NBA Jam, and NBA Live 2004 as a current player and as a 1990s All-Star. O'Neal starred in Shaq Fu, a fighting game for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System and Sega Genesis. A sequel, Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn, was released in 2018. O'Neal also appeared in Backyard Basketball in 2004, Ready to Rumble Boxing, Round 2 as a playable boxer, and as an unlockable character in Delta Force, Black Hawk Down. O'Neal was also an unlockable character in UFC Undisputed 2010. Television. O'Neal and his mother, Lucille Harrison, were featured in the documentary film Apple Pie, which aired on ESPN. O'Neal had a 2005 reality series on ESPN, Shaquille, and hosted a series called Shaq's Big Challenge on ABC. O'Neal appeared on NBA Ballers and NBA Ballers, Phenom, in the 2002 Discovery Channel special Motorcycle Mania 2, requesting an exceptionally large bike to fit his large size. Famed custom motorcycle builder Jesse James, in the first Idol Gives Back in 2007, on an episode of Fear Factor, and on an episode of MTV's Jackass, where he was lifted off the ground on Wee Man's back. O'Neal was a wrestling fan and made appearances at many WWE events. O'Neal was pranked on the MTV show Punk'd when a crew member accused him of stealing his parking space. After O'Neal and his wife went into a restaurant, Ashton Kutcher's crew members let the air out of O'Neal's tires. O'Neal and the crew member then got into an altercation, and after Kutcher told O'Neal he had been punked, O'Neal made an obscene gesture at the camera. O'Neal starred in a reality show called Shaq vs. which premiered on August 18, 2009, on ABC. The show featured O'Neal competing against other athletes at their own sports. On July 14, 2011, O'Neal announced that he would join Turner Network Television as an analyst on its NBA basketball games, joining Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, and Charles Barkley. He hosted the show Upload with Shaquille O'Neal, which aired on True TV for one season. In September 2015, whilst promoting sportswear giant Reebok in South Korea, O'Neal joined the cast in the South Korean variety television show Off to School, where he went to Seo Incheon High School. The show features various celebrities attending a selected high school as students for 3 days. The producer of the show, Kim No-yeon, said, "We've worked hard on our guest list this season, so Chu Sung-hoon will be appearing on a cable channel for the first time. Shaquille O'Neal will be on the show as well. We succeeded in casting him after a lot of effort. O'Neal will be visiting Korea for a promotion and will be visiting the school on the last day. He will have lunch with the students. We're even preparing a big match between Chu Sung-hoon and Shaquille O'Neal. We're specially preparing a uniform for Shaquille O'Neal." In October 2022, O'Neal signed a long-term contract extension with Warner Bros. Discovery Sports to continue as a host on Inside the NBA. Advertising. O'Neal has made numerous appearances in television commercials, including several Pepsi commercials, such as one from 1995 which parodied shows like I Love Lucy, Bonanza, and Woody Woodpecker. Other companies and products for which he has appeared in commercials include Reebok, Nestle Crunch, Gold Bond, Buick, The General, Papa John's, Hulu, Epson, and Icy Hot, among others. Mixed martial arts. O'Neal began training in mixed martial arts in 2000. At Jonathan Burke's Gracie Gym, he trained in boxing, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai and wrestling. At the gym, he used the nickname Diesel. O'Neal challenged kickboxer and mixed martial artist Choi Hong-man to a mixed martial arts rules bout in a YouTube video posted on June 17, 2009. Choi replied to an email asking him if he would like to fight O'Neal, saying yes, if there is a chance. Hong-man also responded to a question asking if O'Neal had a chance of winning with a simple no. On August 28, 2010, in an interview at UFC 118 in Boston, O'Neal reiterated his desire to fight Choi. Professional wrestling. A lifelong professional wrestling fan, O'Neal has made numerous appearances at televised events over the years for 4 different promotions. His favorite wrestlers are Tony Atlas, Junkyard Dog, Andre the Giant, and Brock Lesnar. In 1994, O'Neal made several appearances in World Championship Wrestling, including at the Bash at the Beach pay-per-view, where he presented the title belt to the winner of the WCW World Heavyweight Championship match between Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. In July 2009, O'Neal served as the guest host for a live broadcast of WWE's Monday Night Raw. As part of the show, O'Neal got into a physical altercation with 7-foot-tall wrestler Big Show. In September 2012, O'Neal made a guest appearance on Total Nonstop Action Wrestling's Impact Wrestling program, where he had a backstage segment with Hulk Hogan. In April 2016, O'Neal participated in his first ever match, when he was a surprise celebrity entry in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 32. O'Neal eliminated Damian Sandow, and had another confrontation with Big Show before being eliminated himself by most of the other wrestlers. In July at the 2016 ESPY Awards on the red carpet, Big Show and O'Neal had another brief confrontation. A match was proposed for WrestleMania 33, which O'Neal accepted. In January 2017, the two began calling each other out on social media, posting workout videos of themselves preparing for the potential match. After weeks of discussion, the match was cancelled. According to Dave Meltzer of Wrestling Observer Newsletter, the match was cancelled due to monetary reasons, as both parties could not agree on a deal. Big Show later stated it was scheduling issues on O'Neal's part that caused the cancellation. On the November 11, 2020 episode of AEW Dynamite, Jade Cargill interrupted Cody Rhodes and teased the arrival of O'Neal in All Elite Wrestling. He made a cameo appearance on Being the Elite, and it was later confirmed that O'Neal had been appearing backstage at recent AEW tapings, including Full Gear. He appeared on the December 9 episode of AEW Dynamite and addressed AEW in a sit-down interview with Tony Schiavone and Brandi Rhodes. At the end of the interview, O'Neal got water thrown on him by Brandi after telling her to get pointers from Cargill, who had broken Brandi's arm several weeks ago. On the March 3, 2021 episode of AEW Dynamite titled The Crossroads, O'Neal teamed with Jade Cargill to defeat Cody Rhodes and Red Velvet. During the match, O'Neal paid tribute to Brody Lee with his signature gesture and powerbomb and was driven through 2 tables by Cody, who hit O'Neal with a flying crossbody tackle as O'Neal was standing on the ring apron, knocking O'Neal through the tables that were set up at ringside. Business ventures. O'Neal is also an active businessman and investor. He was an active bond investor in the early 1990s but continued to wade into stocks and made investments in various companies such as General Electric, Apple, and PepsiCo. He described what has worked best for him in stock investing was where he felt a personal connection with the company. He has also been an active real estate entrepreneur. O'Neal was looking to expand his business ventures with real estate development projects aimed at assisting Orlando homeowners facing foreclosure. His plans involved buying the mortgages of those who had fallen into foreclosure and then selling the homes back to them under more affordable terms. He would make a small profit in return, but wanted to make an investment in Orlando and help out homeowners. In conjunction with Bore Development, O'Neal has developed projects in his hometown of Newark, New Jersey, including Cityplex 12 and 1 Riverview. O'Neal is on the advisory board for Tout Industries, a social video service startup company based in San Francisco. He received the position in return for breaking news of his NBA retirement on the service. In September 2013, O'Neal became a minority owner of the Sacramento Kings. In January 2022, O'Neal sold his stake in the Kings. In June 2015, O'Neal invested in technology startup Loyal 3 Holdings Incorporated, a San Francisco brokerage firm whose website and mobile app enables companies to sell a piece of their IPOs directly to small investors who put up as little as $100 and also allows investors to regularly buy small amounts of shares in already public companies. O'Neal is an investor for esports team NRG Esports. He has also appeared in television commercials promoting the Counter-Strike Global Offensive League E-League. In late 2016, O'Neal purchased the Krispy Kreme location at 295 Ponce de Leon Avenue in Atlanta. O'Neal is also the global spokesperson for the company. In 2018, O'Neal created his part music festival, circus, and carnival, Shaq's Fun House, in partnership with Medium Rare, which is held annually. The event usually features celebrity DJs and performers. In early 2019, O'Neal joined the Papa John's board of directors and invested in 9 stores in the Atlanta area. In addition, he became the spokesperson for the company as part of the 3-year contract. Legal issues. In August 2010, O'Neal was sued by his personal IT technician, Sean Darling, after O'Neal had allegedly attempted to plant child pornography on Darling's computer. Darling claimed that O'Neal had originally tried to protect himself by hacking his mistress's voicemails and deleting relevant messages. Darling also alleged that O'Neal had used law enforcement contacts to obtain restricted information on those mistresses, and that O'Neal subsequently threw his laptop into a lake to destroy possible evidence. In 2017, a trial court ruled that Darling had not filed the lawsuit in good faith, and that the accusations made by Darling occurred after he had attempted to extort $12 million from O'Neal in return for thousands of stolen emails and electronic files. Throughout the trial, Darling failed to submit adequate evidence to back up his claims. In 2021, the litigation ended with a court ruling that O'Neal was entitled to $412,914.50 in legal fees. In April 2014, O'Neal posted a photo on Instagram that showed himself mocking Yamal Binyan, who suffers from ectodermal dysplasia. O'Neal issued a public apology, stating that he and Binyan had spoken and that he's made a friend today. Binyan would however go on to sue O'Neal for a sum larger than $25,000. In 2016, Binyan withdrew the lawsuit after coming to a settlement agreement with O'Neal. Personal life. O'Neal was raised by a Baptist mother and a Muslim stepfather. Both Robin Wright in her book Rock the Casbah as well as the Los Angeles Times have identified O'Neal as a Muslim. However, O'Neal has said, "I'm Muslim, I'm Jewish, I'm Buddhist, I'm everybody 'cause I'm a people person." Marriage. O'Neal married Shawnee Nelson on December 26, 2002. The couple has 4 children, Sharif, Amara, Shakir, and Miera. Nelson also has 1 son from a previous relationship, Miles. O'Neal has a daughter named Tahira O'Neal from a previous relationship with his ex-girlfriend Arnetta Yardborg. On September 4, 2007, O'Neal filed for divorce from Shawnee in a Miami-Dade Circuit Court. Shawnee later said that the couple had gotten back together and that the divorce was withdrawn. However, on November 10, 2009, Shawnee filed an intent to divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. In 2015, Sharif was seen in high school basketball highlights as a 6'7" freshman power forward, and had been described to have polar opposite playing style to his father due to his more athletic build and better shooting range. Sharif played in college for the UCLA Bruins before transferring to LSU. Post-marriage relationships. In summer 2010, O'Neal began dating reality TV star Nicole Hoops Alexander. The couple resided at O'Neal's home in Sudbury, Massachusetts, and later split in August 2012. O'Neal began dating Leticia Roll, a model, originally from Gardner, Massachusetts, in early 2014. They later split in March 2018. Outside of basketball. In June 2005, when Hall of Fame center George Mikan died, O'Neal, who considered Mikan to be a major influence, extended an offer to his family to pay all of the funeral expenses, which they accepted. O'Neal is a member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity. O'Neal is a 2009 inductee of the New Jersey Hall of Fame. O'Neal became a Freemason in 2011, becoming a member of Widow's Son Lodge No. 28 in Boston. O'Neal is a Prince Hall Freemason. On January 31, 2012, O'Neal was honored as one of the 35 greatest McDonald's All-Americans. O'Neal's stepfather, Philip Arthur Harrison, died of a heart attack on September 10, 2013. O'Neal is a fan of the National Hockey League's New Jersey Devils, who play in his hometown of Newark, and has been seen at several games over the years. On January 11, 2014, O'Neal performed the ceremonial first puck and drove a Zamboni for a game between the Devils and the Florida Panthers. O'Neal is also a fan of English football club Northampton Town, and has posted videos of support to their official YouTube page. In 2016, O'Neal purchased a 14.3-acre, 2-house compound in McDonough, Georgia for $1.15 million. It is around 30 miles southeast of Atlanta. O'Neal endorsed Republican New Jersey Governor Chris Christie in his 2013 re-election bid, appearing in a television advertisement. He participated in a virtual rally for then-presidential candidate Joe Biden and voted for the first time during the 2020 presidential election. O'Neal turned down a $40 million deal with Reebok after hearing a mother complain about how expensive his shoes were. NBA career statistics. Regular season. Playoffs. Awards and honors. NBA. 4-time NBA champion. 3-time NBA Finals MVP. 2000 NBA MVP. 15-time NBA All-Star. 3-time NBA All-Star Game MVP. 8-time All-NBA First Team. 2-time All-NBA Second Team. 4-time All-NBA Third Team. 3-time NBA All-Defensive Second Team. 1993 NBA Rookie of the Year. 1993 NBA All-Rookie First Team. 2-time NBA Scoring Champion. NBA 50th Anniversary Team. NBA 75th Anniversary Team. Number 32 retired by the Miami Heat. Number 34 retired by the Los Angeles Lakers. Sousa Basketball. 1996 Olympic gold medal. 1994 FIBA World Cup. 1994 FIBA World Cup MVP. 1994 USA Basketball Male Athlete of the Year NCAA. 1991 Adolph Rupp Trophy winner. 2-time Consensus All-American. Number 33 retired by the LSU Tigers media. 1991 Associated Press Player of the Year. 1991 UPI Player of the Year. 2005 Bet Sportsman of the Year Sports Emmy Awards. 2012 Outstanding Promotional Announcement Academy Awards. 2022 Short Subject Documentary Halls of Fame. Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame. College Basketball Hall of Fame. FIBA Hall of Fame. Discography. Studio albums. Shaq Diesel. Shaq Fu, The Return. You Can't Stop the Rain. Respect. Unreleased albums. Shaquille O'Neal presents his Super Friends, Volume 1. Filmography. Television credits. Awards and nominations.